Here we are at McCone Hall. We're going to cruise up to the 5th floor of the geography department, and hopefully Professor Walker's in and we'll get a chance to talk to him. We're out in front of Professor Walker's office. He's with a student and another one milling around, just probably praying to God to pass his class. This guy's classes are not easy. He really breaks down the economy, really leaves it open to make yourself be creative and go out there so people can't always grasp what he's looking for. So he probably gets a lot of people to come in here to question his mind. He's a real genius. Hopefully we'll have a little time between this person after he goes over and get a chance to give him a little interview. Richard Aguirre, the Democratic candidate for governor.
Yeah, so you told me.
You got my email. Awesome.
And you come with your own camera.
We sure do. I was wondering if I could break my plan down a little bit to you and get some of your response to it. A lot of your classes were so relevant to where society was and the social side of society where we need to move to and things like that. It was a big influence on just seeing how the economy was so relevant in taking your classes that it's really where a lot of my thought has come from, and just listening to the lectures that I had with you. And
so why are you running for governor?
After just putting the plan together for so long and realizing where things were and that it wasn't going to get better unless somebody actually tried to make it happen, that I decided, well, I got a lot of ideas to make it happen. My basic plan is to build 3 solar panel factories in California and manufacture solar panels and install the panels on 10 million of the homes in California for free. The people who own the homes, the homeowners, would get their power for free, and we would create the new California Electric Company and harvest the surplus off each home every month. With each home producing just $200, we'll be bringing in a profit of about $2 billion a month, and immediately invest our profit of $2 billion a month into the desalination of ocean water and start giving everybody in California their water for free, and start to harvest surplus water and sell it to New Mexico, Nevada, and Arizona, and start to take the profits from that and with the profits from the power and really start to address the tax problems of California, of creating a new healthcare system, creating a new education system, and a new transportation system here in the state, not on the backs of taxes, but on the future revenue coming in from power and water sales as a sort of California co-op of power and a California co-op of water.
I would include wind power in there. I wouldn't just make it solar.
No,
I would say alternative energy sources. And and I think you could have a kind of industrial policy in which the government buys these solar panels, say, or windmills, installs them, gives business to the companies.
We're looking more on the manufacturing side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Stimulating the manufacturing.
But no. I mean actually manufacturing from a government side, and we wouldn't have a cost of buying them from somebody.
Save yourself the trouble.
Why?
Because I think then in that case you're kind of rolling the ball uphill, that you don't have to. It's enough of a I think, good and social idea and progressive idea to get the state in there to start encouraging, really fomenting alternative energy. And you can do it, though, because we already have a lot of small companies and big companies who are making this stuff. You don't have to make it.
Yeah, but the thing is,
you just need to give them a market.
But the cost is way too high on the market for today's. They're selling you future power generated almost in the price.
No, on the equipment price, I'll bet because you could buy in bulk, because you want to do this as a mass thing, I think you can get the prices down because you'd be buying in large scale.
But you don't think as a
society? And also, you have to see that they get more efficient over time. Well, what I'm saying is that that's not worth it, because the key part of your argument is to get the government in there, encouraging alternative energy, taking these solar installations, and banking some of the profits from the solar power and the alternative power that's been generated. That's a great idea. I think that's a brilliant idea, and you don't have to think of how much more support you're going to have if you say, okay, we're going to buy this equipment from these private companies and help encourage the industry.
Yeah, but the industry then, it's like all industries seem to do. It's like if you said you were going to help Walmart 20 years ago buy this equipment, then they get to the point where they're so powerful that they then control the price.
If you buy from PG&E, yeah, you got a monopoly. But if you buy from 20 different suppliers, you don't have a monopoly.
But why wouldn't we just be the supplier at a certain point?
You could set up a government company that would make solar panels.
Okay.
Okay, but you wouldn't have to do business only with them. You could set them up in competition with the other guys.
Well, I think what would
And that
happen.
would work too. And if they were so much better, they'd just grow like crazy. And if they weren't better, well, they might shrink.
See, but my kind of theory is that if we build the solar panel factory and it makes solar panels, and even if ours aren't the most technologically advanced one, and somebody comes up with a better system for like some elite guy in Colorado who owns his cabin in the mountains that doesn't have as much sun, ours will actually provide the future revenues to keep the revenues coming in, and we will be able to continue to make more of them.
See, what the key thing of your policy, I think, is public power, essentially. Public power and getting solar decentralized power out there in people's houses, all kinds of people. Otherwise, it's just rich people going to buy this, and it's going to be spread around. That's wonderful. That's exactly what we need. And if you can then bank the surplus power after that, fantastic. Then you're going to make extra money to plow back into the whole system.
I've been altering the plan now to include, out where I live in Point Loma now, there's several homes that have small wind turbines just on their own home. Yeah. And that's really where you can see a future of it is in the coastal cities of California, that kind of small generators on your house with a little battery storage will get you off the grid like that.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so
I think wind is underestimated.
It is
kind of my personal bias because solar, everybody talks solar, but there's a lot.
Wind is for sure, and it's just been tried so many times by huge versions of it with these huge projects versus the localized on the homes.
And there's some guys now coming up with these pretty innovative ones for homes where you don't have a rotor like this. You have a,
yeah, that's the ones that are all happening in my house. They look like a box kite that rotates.
Yeah, something like that, or even I've seen one that's just like a tube. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think that
these. Of course, we can't really say because these technologies potentially can get so much better.
That's for sure,
and that's part of. See, that's a part of your argument that you should push for, because you're going to be the voice of technological progress. Californians love that shit, so why not?
It just has to get down to the price point has to be right, so that it's not $3,000 or $4,000 per house to get it done, where it's like almost like $500 or $600 to get it done.
And you're right. You'll never get it down if we don't have a mass push in this country or in this state to promote this, to buy it, to have government in there. You can't get the price down quickly. It'll take forever.
No, and
so you're right about that.
So that's really where I tried to figure out how we could get the cost point down, and to just go into manufacturing seems like it's a guarantee to get your cost point down, because if you're really stringent from going into business.
Well, the way I also sell that is we need, because say manufacturing solar is a fairly simple technology now, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's also a make work program. You could be training young people who are out of work and work skills, working with the unions who would love this. Up here we have a lot of green. We got the green corridor here. There's a lot of talk about the green economy. A lot of unions are on board because they'd like to train the people and they'd like to see it because it looks like good skilled jobs and so on. You can put a big coalition together where you got business, government, and unions and unemployed people all on your side.
That's for sure.
Kind of thing. And this is what people are crying for Obama to do, and he ain't done.
And that's really what kind of inspired me. It was a little bit after that and just the disgruntlement I had with hoping that finally that you could see something that I realized, no, it's not going to come unless someone that looks like me and talks like me and is one of actually people who do exist on the real grind of life and sees foreclosures of their friends' homes and actually knows these people and goes to Target and goes to the grocery store, that it's going to take someone who sees what happens with everybody around them, that it's going to get that kind of support to make a change, because there's nothing that it could ever buy me out of what my mission is. I've been on it for a long time.
We certainly need somebody out there raising these issues.